I remember within my orientation a lot of people talking about just how awful it was going to be, and it's, you know, 10 out of 10 pain in getting through the program, and I thought, well, I can't do this. And I almost wanted to drop out before I even got in.
If I could look back on the first couple weeks of the program and think about what stood out to me, was how much I learned in such a short amount of time. And it was a little bit of a blur, but I just took it in stride and tried to enjoy it as much as I could and learned a lot in that time.
Coming into it, you think you maybe have to get 100% on everything in order to really know the information, but I think it's more about the growth you experience in the program and knowing that it's okay to make a few mistakes, knowing that you're going to get better. And that's something that I think you should take with you coming into the program, is not to expect to be perfect right away, and to just know that you're going to learn a lot and you're going to continue learning and growing. So not to stress too much about how well you're doing right off the start, because it's always going to get better.
The first 6 weeks of the program are really busy. I think that students are typically quite surprised with the workload that's expected of them. There's late nights, early mornings, a lot of readings to do, a lot of assignments to do. I think that one assumption that students make is that we are going to give them a lot of information, and what we actually expect is that they ask a lot of questions. And if we have students that aren't asking questions, then we get really concerned.
I felt like I was juggling most of the time. One week I would work on one thing, and then the next week I would catch up on what I fell behind on that week. Then the following week I'd catch up on that. So you're always juggling. You're never ahead of the game.
I would suggest that you clear your schedule for the first 6 weeks so that you can really focus on preparing and reading. There's a lot of reading, a lot of work to do.
If you've got a weekend, don't take the weekend off and take it easy, because it always comes back. There's always something that you need to do, that you need to be prepared for.
I think the big thing I've noticed is students who are successful are naturally organized. So if you are able to practice those skills and hone them before coming and entering our program, that would be ideal.
Time management is extremely important, and for me what really helped was I got a gigantic wall calendar for 3 months in advance and basically planned out everything. I stated like a week at a time, what to do when, so I could just have a big picture.
Focus on what you need that will help you get through. And in the beginning, clinical is the most important, pretty much the most important thing. If you can't pass clinical, you cannot proceed. So focus on the important areas of the course.
Clinical is very hands-on, and we have the students in the hospitals the second week of the program, which is quite overwhelming for some in the beginning, but they get to know if nursing is for them or not right away.
My first day of clinical in level 1 was the second week of school. I remember we had gone over basically a safety check of what to do when you go to a patient's room and you look at their name band and make sure they have an airway, that they're breathing, and they have circulation. And that was all we could do the first week. I remember getting ready to go into my patient's room, and I was scared beyond belief. My heart was racing, and I wasn't even going to be providing care or even basically touching the patient, but just going into that room for the first time was really, really scary. But after the first time, it got easier. I came back the second week, and things were easier, and we got to do a little bit more, and each week things progress. And by the end of level 1, I was giving medications and caring for 2 patients and working with all the other members of the healthcare team. So it progressed pretty quickly, but the instructor is always there to guide you, and you're always working within your scope of what you've learned in classes during the week before.
How much the instructors care and the staff of the nursing program. They are really there to help you out. Obviously you have to do the work, and it's a lot of work, and you have to put in the time and have motivation, but there are so many people who are willing to help you, and they reach out to you.
I drew a lot of support from my clinical group. If you're having trouble with the pathophysiology, seek out the people that are very strong in it, because there will be people that are very strong in that, and you can get help from them.
Find your support networks, your friends, your family, and what can help you de-stress, because you'll need to use those sometimes.
I didn't expect to have that kind of support in the program. You know, you think it's all going to be on you. It is on me still ultimately, but there are people that actually do care that I do well, and so that is great.
I realized sort of the importance of being able to sit down and even just for 5-10 minutes have a bit of coffee and sort of collect my thoughts again. I really had to learn to force myself to do that, and in the end it really helped me get through the day and also provide better care for my patients in the end, because I felt like I was able to take that time and just kind of revamp myself and get myself re-energized.
This program will help you identify many of your weaknesses for sure, and many areas that you need to improve on. However, I think it's equally as important to recognize your strengths. You grow so fast in this program, you won't even realize how fast you're growing until you finish level 1.
Think about the big picture, and don't get too focused on something that happened just the one day, but the whole picture of nursing and what you're going to learn in the future, and just enjoy it.
The most important thing is getting the information, getting the knowledge, getting the experience, and there's success in that. And if you can get through the program and you write the exam at the end, then it's a good day and you don't have to worry about being perfect all the time.